sucks video. Now, the last video I made about this was focused on the 2018 Mustang. Today we're going to talk about the new Ford GT, because a lot of people have been asking what are your thoughts on that car, and well, I have quite a few. Let's get right into it. Why do I think the new Ford GT sucks? Well, number one, the bullshit that Ford put everybody through when the car first came out, and the whole process you had to go through in order to buy one. So Ford came out with this very stringent and somewhat bizarre process that you had to complete in order to potentially get a car, to have the privilege of buying a new Ford GT. You had to have a big social media following. You had to be somebody who was likely going to actually drive the car rather than just have it sit in a garage or try to flip it and sell it. You had to be somebody who had other Ford vehicles in the past, specialty Ford vehicles like maybe a Raptor or the old Ford GT or something like that. You even had to make a little video to send to Ford. It was kind of like a job interview. On the face of it, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, when there's only 400 cars to go around, you want to make sure that the right people get them. But unfortunately, the people that Ford ended up selecting really didn't meet that criteria at all. The cars went to celebrities that don't know anything about cars, don't have any other special Ford vehicles, and probably won't end up driving it, which is one of Ford's, that was like the biggest thing. They just wanted to make sure that people were driving them and not selling them or flipping them, letting them sit, whatever. Other people who got them were YouTubers who play Minecraft. So you can see that, to me at least, the people that ended up getting a car doesn't make a whole lot of sense. My friend Lynn has an old Ford GT, not the old GT40, the one from the 2000s, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And he has taken this car to hundreds of charity car shows across the country. He has tens of thousands of miles on the car, and he even has a matching little Ford GT trailer that looks exactly like his real car that he tows with the actual Ford GT. It's quite a sight.
Lynn Heil here. I have a 2006 Ford GT silver, and I'd love to have a new silver GT. Best driving car I've had. I've had a few. It handles, and it's just really, really nice. It's the best car you could ever get.
Get one. And I know what you're saying. Well, Mike, of course you wanted him to get one. He's your friend. But also Rob Ferretti, who really introduced the Ford GT to millions of people. I still remember the first time I saw it, red with white stripes. You know, a lot of people didn't even know what that car was before him, and especially because Rob had a YouTube channel back when that car came out, and there weren't as many big YouTubers as there are now. Instagram wasn't even a thing. And, you know, Rob has the most viewed GT video of all time. I think it has like 12 million. No, I think it's more than that. I think it's 20 million. Nice WRX here coming. Probably won't be able to see it, but yeah, beautiful day, a lot of nice cars out. But anyway, sorry to get distracted. But, you know, Rob has this video of the Ford GT, 20 million views.
Cop right up there. Stay on the brakes. Cop. Stay. He's coming.
Is he coming?
Cop made eye contact with us. Is coming.
Is he really?
Hey, he's coming after you, baby.
Yep.
Why?
That's a check. He's definitely after you.
Should we go or should we fucking wait?
Did he pull out yet or no?
Yes, he did. He's pulling out and he's coming right now. Punch it, kids.
Should we go or should we
Say
wait?
watch it or punch it. Hang out.
If you can get some distance, go for it.
Go for it.
We'll slow him down. We'll slow him down.
Thank you.
He made all kinds of videos with his red one, and he didn't get a car either. So when people like that aren't getting them, and I see some of the people that did, it makes me wonder, you know, what was Ford thinking? Or maybe you had to know somebody within the company to actually get a hold of one. Reason number two why the Ford GT sucks, and that is because it is far too expensive. It is just simply not worth $400,000. That's a lot of money. That's twice as much as a Huracan, more than twice as much as an R8, more than a GT3, more than a 488 GTB. There are so many great supercars you can get for much less money. I'm sorry, you just can't justify that price. The whole price thing gets even worse when you consider the fact that the interior is not so good. It features materials and buttons that you can find in a sub $20,000 Ford Fiesta, and it's also very cramped, but I'm gonna let Parker from Vehicle Virgins tell you more about it, since he has actually sat in the car, and he did used to work for Ford, so you can't say that his opinion is biased against the company.
All of the buttons in the interior feel and look cheap. Remember, this is a $450,000 car, and Ford is trying to step away from the notion of, oh yeah, but it's still a Ford. And in order to do that, they've got to raise the benchmark on all levels. Now, I understand this is all about saving weight, but look at something like the McLaren 675 LT, for instance. That's extremely lightweight, uses tons of carbon fiber, Alcantara, and still looks beautiful inside. The seats in the Ford GT are insanely close together. It is the most intimate seating experience I have ever seen in a car of any kind. If you are going out on your first date, then maybe it might be great because you're rubbing up against a girl all the time, but if you're just hanging out with your friend, then you're gonna be bumping elbows the entire ride and potentially end up hitting each other.
By the way, that was from his video, 5 Things I Hate About the Ford GT, and I will put a link to that video in the description. The final reason why I think the new Ford GT sucks is because of the engine. It of course uses Ford's EcoBoost 3.5 liter V6, and the problem with the engine, that might not be a problem for a Ford Explorer or a Taurus or even an F-150, but for the Ford GT, it's a supercar. You want something cooler than a twin-turboed V6. And of course, the whole eco thing is just a flat-out lie. It's not economical whatsoever. It gets 11 miles per gallon in the city and 18 on the highway, and that is pretty much atrocious. Now, let's compare that to some other cars. Let's take the 8.4-liter V10 Dodge Viper, similar horsepower, over 600. The Ford GT, we're not quite sure exactly how much it has, but we know it's going to be somewhere around 600 to 650. So the Viper, with its 8.4-liter V10, literally the biggest production car engine that you can buy right now, that gets better gas mileage. My Z06 here, 650 horsepower, 6.2-liter supercharged V8, gets better gas mileage. In fact, the Ford GT gets the worst gas mileage of any supercar that you can buy, and that includes 6.5-liter V12 Lambos. I understand why they did it. They wanted to showcase this new technology, and they wanted to prove to everybody that they could make a supercar with the EcoBoost engine and that it would perform well. And it does perform well. But it's not economical, and you know, 600 horsepower is not all that impressive from a twin-turbo V6. So if it's not going to be economical, it's not really impressive, and it's not going to be nearly as cool as a V8, and you're just doing it for the sake of doing it, then really, I mean, what's the point? At this point, you must be saying, well, it can't possibly be all bad, right? And of course not. It's not. The new Ford GT looks incredible, and I have to give Ford a lot of credit here, because it is very hard to make a car that is instantly recognizable as an iconic image, which the Ford GT is, but also have it be a nice modern interpretation and evolution of the design. And I know that aerodynamics and whatnot played a role in how the car looks, but I mean, it's fantastic. It looks like a supercar, and I don't think even if you don't know that much about cars, you're gonna look at it and say, wow, that looks like a Ford GT. And yet, it doesn't really look all that much like the old car, and that's hard to do. Now we got a dump truck in the street, but anyway, yeah, Ford did an absolutely great job with the styling. We got a dump truck and a dog. He saw the camera and he was like, what the fuck? That's okay, it's a beautiful day, like I said, and I'm not doing anything important, so I can certainly wait for the garbage truck. Yeah, when it comes to looks, I mean, Ford just knocked it out of the park. They did a great job, and believe it or not, now it doesn't sound as good as a V8, of course, but I think it sounds pretty good too. For a twin-turbo V6, I think it sounds great. It has a nice growl to it, and I'm sure it's gonna sound really good on load when it's going down the road, which I have not heard yet. One other great thing is that when they created this car, they wanted to make a road-going version of the new race car that was gonna win Le Mans, and they did. They won, just like the old days with the GT40. So Ford did a great job there as well. Those are my thoughts and opinions on the new Ford GT. I am excited for it. I definitely want to see one out on the road, so I hope that happens at some point soon, which it probably won't. But you know, let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's just, for me, certain aspects of the car are a little bit underwhelming. But I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you are stopping in for the first time, please subscribe. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.